What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Bryce with the Real Squad.
And it's your boy Al here with the Real Squad.
And as you can see, you probably read the title. It's the Spider-Verse review. We are here. Let's get it in. Oh my gosh. As you know, everybody is going crazy over this movie. You can check out multiple reviews, multiple rankings. Even IMDb got it as a 9.1 or something like that.
Yes, sir.
That's
9.1.
crazy. That
huge.
is crazy. So, is the hype real? Is it really that good?
Is it?
Is it the best animated superhero film ever? Because that's what they're saying. That's what these headlines are saying, bro.
Those are some big britches.
Well, man, without further ado, let's get into this Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse review.
Let's do it.
And who is this directed by? This is directed by Joaquin Dos Santos.
Yes, sir. And it also has some other guys. Kenneth Powers.
Okay.
He's also one of the directors. And Justin Thompson. I don't know how big their roles was in there, but they're part of it.
It's worth mentioning.
It's worth mentioning.
Yeah, for sure. And we have Shameik Moore coming back to reprise his role as Miles Morales, Haley Steinfeld as Gwen Stacy, and some newcomers, Oscar Isaac as Miguel O'Hara, aka Spider-Man 2099.
Hell of a job.
And we also have Jake Johnson coming back as Peter B. Parker, and some more new people that we'll get into a little bit later. But for now, we'll stick with that.
Yeah.
And this is gonna be just a quick review, no spoilers, just how we felt, what we liked and what we didn't like. If we had no dislikes, or did we even like it? I don't know. We still gotta find out.
You gotta look at the review.
But yeah, man, let's just get into it. Let's get straight into it. First things first. How do you feel about, especially coming out the theater, how did you feel about Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse?
I actually really liked it a lot. Ooh. I liked it a lot. I like it. I like it a lot. That shit was fire, bro. Like, I came into this movie. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, first of all. Huge. Like, it's one of my favorite superheroes. You know what I'm saying? I think he's at the top for me.
Okay.
So I came in with a lot of high expectations, actually. As far as the animation, I loved it. It was great. Like, I loved the whole style of how they did the movie with the comic book. It's like a comic. It's like you watching a comic book.
And that's so hard to do in these day and age, as making animation just as fun to look at as entertaining to watch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm right there with you. I really, really, really like this movie, and I just previously watched The Flash dealing with like some multiverse stuff, and coming in here, I was hoping that I wasn't gonna get like overwhelmed with it, but it was literally like the icing on the cake as far as what the multiverse has to offer. Like what you said, the graphics, the animation, the animators, they need all the flowers, all the praises, because each universe deals with a different type of design, and it is so
that
fucking
was so
crazy.
Tight to me.
It
like,
was
each Spider-Man
crazy.
Literally like had their own animation design, so it's like you could tell just off of the animation or the it's not. I'm not gonna get into spoilers, but how they did a certain thing, you could tell which Spider-Man belonged to that certain thing that they were doing to get across.
I got you. You can say Spider-Verse.
To get across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, it's in the title.
So they was getting across the Spider-Verse, and they all had their own like animation that, you know, it's
the way they moved, the way they talked was all stylized according to their universe.
It was lit.
And as you can see in the trailer, it is so many Spider-Mans. Good luck trying to see all of them, because this is gonna require multiple viewings to catch every single Spider-Man, unless they like super highlighted them, because it was definitely a few standouts. It was loaded full of Easter eggs, dude. So if you're, like I said, like, he's a huge Spider-Man fan, Spider-Man is officially now my favorite Marvel character, hands down. It's probably Miles Morales. But if you are into Spider-Man, you're gonna catch a lot of stuff that they throw in here. Shameik Moore as Miles Morales. did another fantastic job. He was in the first one, obviously,
Right.
and you know this one takes place a few years after the first movie, and so he's a little bit more grown up. This guy, man, Shamik Moore, I like him a lot in the Wu-Tang show, and to see him transfer back through these characters like this, as far as who he plays Raekwon in the Wu-Tang, and he plays Miles Morales, and being able to hear the voice change. It's some things that are similar, but it's like crazy surreal to me to see him do this. Like, I really love it.
That's a huge jump.
It is.
If you know who Raekwon is, you know he's not Spider-Man.
Not at all. Not at all. But the Wu-Tang Clan are comic fans and movie fans, so it's kind of almost crazy that he gets to play a character that is a fan of this stuff, also in a rapper. So it's just crazy. Haley Steinfeld as Gwen Stacy also did an amazing job. The chemistry between her and Miles you can feel it.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
This movie definitely tackles more of that emotional impact and relationship impact that they have between each other.
Yeah,
I will say, again, shout out to the animators, because this looked amazing. I think Gwen Stacy's her universe deal with more of like a watercolor, because it was constantly like dripping and moving, and it really, that one really caught my eye. And there's another character we'll get into in a second, but I will say this: the movie is definitely pretty long.
Yeah,
I felt it in the beginning, which is weird, because once he gets past like that halfway mark, I would say it just goes for it, and it's like just constantly bombarding you with crazy visuals and action. So I will say the beginning for me was a little slow. I will say that, as far as something that I probably didn't like as much. It was just the beginning of how it was creeping into the story, but at the same time I was still entertained and I loved what I was seeing.
Yeah, for me, I didn't have a problem with it as much, because I was just, like I said earlier, I was saying, like, I didn't see any trailers, I didn't see anything for this movie, so I didn't know anything about this movie, so everything was a surprise. So I feel like it was just more so the beginning, like, it was long-winded, but also I felt like it was necessary to explain why things were happening, so I wasn't really tripping off that. I really enjoyed it. I just enjoyed myself the whole time. Like, all the characters, I loved everybody's outfit, uniform, whatever you want to call it, costume.
Yeah, for sure.
The voice acting was excellent. The animation, once again, was top notch. If you love animation, you have to go see this movie.
For sure.
Period. Like, comic books, if you love comic books, go see it. You're going to love it. It was just great.
What didn't you like? What's your one gripe?
Okay, I got one gripe.
What grinds your gears?
If you a fan of this channel, if you've been with us for a minute, then you kind of already know what I'm about to say. If you've seen the movie, go see the movie. Whatever I'm about to say, do not let that deter you, and it's not bad. Only gripe I had was the to be continued.
I knew
at
it.
the end.
Of course.
Like I said, I didn't see any trailers. I didn't know. My man just informed me that they told us that this was going to happen, but I didn't see.
This is a two-parter. This is definitely a two-parter.
Two-part movie. It has another part that's going to come later. And if you know me, you know that I cannot stand to be continued. It's one of my things. It's like one of those things, like a pet peeve, like you said.
Yeah, you like the movie to be finished within the movie.
I like
and
a
just
complete
do a separate
movie.
number two.
Yeah, and then the second movie come out with like things you missed, you may have overlooked in the first movie, but that forms its own story. This one was the typical to be continued movie where literally the plot just continues into another movie. Like, basically they made a movie that was too long, so they have to cut it in half.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they probably finished it or in the process of still completing it or whatever, because I'm pretty sure it's gonna pick up right where it left off.
Me too. And also, because this movie was so good to me, I hope I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with being wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I feel like the second movie isn't going to be as good because they gave me so much with this movie. It was so good, and it was almost a complete movie. Like, I fully expected at the end for it to round itself out and be over with.
I think you're gonna be surprised. I think it's gonna be,
I hope
if
so.
not just as good, it might be a little bit better. Just because what they do at the end, who they bring in. So
yeah.
A couple of standout characters before we get to this rating. I wanted to shout out Oscar Isaac as Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah.
Wow. This dude was scary. he was terrifying, but you know, he's a good guy, but at the same time, the way Oscar Isaac played him was very serious, and
it was giving me Superman from Justice. What is the game?
Injustice.
Yeah. When he like just went bad and Batman had to like kind of like, you know,
shut him down.
Exactly.
Also, Issa Rae as Jessica Drew, the Black Spider Woman. She's on a motorcycle. Did a fantastic job.
Yeah,
and
that part's kind of weird to me. I ain't gonna lie.
The fact that she was
pregnant.
Yeah, right. It was weird.
Yeah, I was like,
she was still getting it in. They let her do a lot.
That's not all right. It's Spider Woman, so like I'm not tripping, but like damn,
kind of threw you off.
I always get skeptical about like when I see women working out when they're pregnant too, but apparently it's fine. So like I don't know.
Oh, you don't want them doing too much because it hurt that baby.
Yeah, it's like kind of cringy.
Protect the babies. I think this is both our favorite character, and it's played by Daniel Kaluuya, and it's Spider-Punk.
Bruh.
This guy's animation was so clean. It was like a collage or scrap art universe, and it was like pictures on top of pictures. It looked really good, man. It was definitely clean, and the character that he plays is one of those characters that you're gonna immediately gravitate towards because how cool he is,
right? And
what he plays, or the person that he plays towards Miles. Like
the direction of the character was excellent. It was like he's exactly what the movie needed, because a lot of the times in the movies you know they got a plot going and then you like why is this happening though, like he's the guy, he's the monkey wrench, like, you know what I'm saying, he's the, you know what I mean, he pushes the plot along perfectly to where you're not like, bro, why is this happening?
It's very subtle too, so make sure you definitely pay attention to my man.
Shout out Spider-Punk.
Yeah, Spider-Punk is that guy right there. I won't be surprised if he get a little spin-off himself, because he was dope.
At least a like cartoon or like some other like where they just own him.
Right,
that was lit.
You want to go ahead and rate it?
Yeah, I go ahead and rate it.
Go ahead.
So
this is crazy.
Yeah. This is tough, bro. Like, I want to give it the real deal dopeness.
Woo.
I want to
10
give
out
it
of 10.
I want to, but I just do not like the to be continued. So I'm gonna give it a real deal high 9 though, like a 9.8, 9.7. You know what I'm saying? It got a 9.1 on the what is it?
IMDb.
IMDb. 9.1. I'm gonna give it a 9.7.
I'm right there with you. I'm gonna go the real deal, cause I did want to. It has the qualities of the real deal dopeness, especially if you're a fan of animation. But the fact that it was just a little bit slow for me in the beginning, which is okay because, like I said, it's building up to something. But like I said, to me, I felt it a little bit, and so I'll give it a really high. I give it's damn near a 9.8 for me with the real deal. So I really like this movie, man. I liked it a lot.
I loved it.
And of course, you know, we had to get it. You know what I'm saying? If y'all was paying attention to AMC, they dropped the Spider-Man Miles Morales popcorn bucket. Oh no.
My man's on the Sleepy Hollow,
boy.
We got heads rolling.
Goodness, man. This is so clean. So
tight.
Shout out to AMC for dropping the Miles Morales Spider-Man popcorn bucket. We've been collecting these things like crazy, man.
Yeah, we got a couple.
So, you know, if you are new here, make sure you do us that favor. Hit that sub button and hit that like button. And of course, hit that
notification bell.
Hey, man.
Come part of that Noti game.
Yeah, you wanna stay up to date on what we doing and when we dropping, all right?
Yep.
We appreciate you guys for sticking with us.
Yes, man.
We're going to have a lot of reviews coming. Hopefully, we can get that flash out a little early and possibly, maybe, I'm not making any promises, but something's out there. I might be able to pull off a Transformers, man. Might. We might be able to pull off an early Transformers, but we will see. But like I said, you guys stay tuned, and it's been real with the Real Squad.
Peace.